This is the SHA CERLIN king-size lift-up storage bed, and it instantly made my bedroom feel cleaner and more put together. My first reaction was about space. I've got a lot of bulky stuff, suitcases, extra bedding, storage bins, that usually eats up a closet. This frame turns that dead zone under the mattress into a huge, easy-to-access compartment, and that's what sold me. Key features that stood out to me start with the lift-up storage. The hydraulic arms assist when I raise the platform, so I'm not deadlifting the mattress. It opens from the foot of the bed, stays up on its own while I grab what I need, and closes in a controlled way without slamming. From my experience, there's about a hand's width of height inside, roughly 10 inches of usable vertical clearance. So I still use low-profile totes to keep things tidy since the compartment is one big open space. If you're new to this style, hydraulic lift just means gas pistons help handle the weight so you don't have to. And no box spring needed means the wood slats replace that extra foundation. The mattress sits directly on the slats. In my opinion, the look is classy without trying too hard. The wingback headboard with horizontal channels feels modern but warm, and the light beige fabric reads more like a light gray in some lighting, which I like. The silhouette is clean and low, and the upholstery around the frame softens the whole piece. The headboard wings do a practical job too. They help corral pillows, and there's a small protective piece behind the headboard that keeps the mattress from creeping back when I lift or shift it. Let me talk about assembly, because that's the part I had the most questions about before I started. The bed arrived in one heavy box, about 136 pounds, so I planned to build it in the bedroom to avoid moving it after. The parts were packed thoughtfully, labels were clear, and the instructions rely mostly on pictures. I set aside an afternoon and did not rush. 2 people is ideal. I did most of it solo with a furniture dolly and then asked for a quick hand when it came time to line up the hydraulic arms. Here's the real talk. Those pistons are stiff the first time. They need a firm push to wake up. I had to lean in with controlled pressure to get each side to compress and seat correctly. It's not complicated, but it does require some muscle and patience. A safety note that helped me: I kept my fingers away from pinch points, and I didn't test the lift with kids or pets nearby. Once the pistons loosened up after the first lifts, the mechanism felt smooth and predictable. The slat system is straightforward. Narrow-spaced wood slats slot into the frame with plastic end pieces. That spacing matters because it supports foam and hybrid mattresses evenly. I used a 12-inch hybrid mattress, and it sits at a nice height against the headboard. With platform beds like this, even pressure across the slats keeps the mattress from dipping, which is one reason I didn't need a box spring. About weight and compatibility, I did see mixed numbers online for how heavy a mattress the lift can handle. From my experience, my mattress is somewhere around 110 to 120 pounds, and the lift works properly. If you've got a very dense latex mattress or a super thick foam option, it's worth checking the weight before you commit. It's perfect for standard foam and hybrid models in the 10 to 14 inch range, which also looks proportionate with a headboard height of about 44.5 inches. Daily use is where this frame surprised me most. I expected some kind of rattle or creak over time because I've had metal frames that get noisy. This one is quiet. The center support feels well damped, and the way the slats are secured reduces movement. I also noticed the overall stability immediately. No wobble when I sit on the edge, no shifting when I turn at night. It's solid. Sleep quality also got a bump for me because the platform support is consistent. I haven't had any sagging spots or pressure points. The storage has been a bigger upgrade than I thought. I keep my carry-on suitcase, a full set of winter bedding, and a couple of fabric bins underneath, and there's still room. Because the space is one big compartment, I added labeled totes so I'm not digging for small items. The lift handle is easy to grab at the foot, and I like that it stays open without me holding it. Build quality feels good in the hand. The steel frame components line up cleanly, and the upholstery has even stitching. The light beige fabric is soft without being fussy. I've been vacuuming it with an upholstery attachment every couple of weeks to keep dust off. I went around with an Allen key after 2 weeks and snugged the bolts once everything settled, which is a habit I keep with flat pack furniture. No issues since. I did have a few doubts before buying. I worried about the lift being too heavy. I worried about squeaks, and I worried the color would clash with my gray walls. None of those turned into real problems. The lift is fine once the pistons are primed, the frame is quiet, and the fabric plays nicely with cooler tones. The only time I hesitated was during assembly of the hydraulic arms. If you're not comfortable applying force to new parts, Have a second person steady the frame while you seat each piston. That made it feel controlled rather than awkward. The dimensions are exactly what I expected for a king, about 84 inches long by 79.7 inches wide, and the headboard tops out a little under 45 inches high. That height matters if you have low windows or wall art. It sits nicely below a standard sill in my room. The footprint is significant, so I measured twice to make sure there was room to walk around it and still open closet doors. For anyone new to platform beds, here's a simple breakdown of the common terms. Slats are the wood boards that run across the frame under your mattress. Closer spacing equals better support for foam and hybrid mattresses. A box spring is a separate base you don't need here, which saves height and money. Hydraulics are the gas pistons that assist the lift. They're stiff out of the box and loosen slightly after a few opens and closes. It's perfect for small bedrooms or anyone trying to declutter without adding extra furniture. If you're short on closet space, that underbed chamber is like having a storage trunk the size of your mattress. I'd recommend this for people who are comfortable with DIY assembly or at least willing to take the time to follow the diagrams carefully. If heavy lifting is a concern, line up a friend for the hydraulic step. From my experience, the value lands in 3 places: the clean look, the quiet and sturdy feel, and the sheer amount of hidden storage. The wingback headboard adds just enough character to make it feel upscale. The frame doesn't squeak or flex, and the storage is honestly the reason I chose this model over a standard platform. The light beige color is versatile. It lived well with both warm wood nightstands and a cooler gray rug in my room. In my opinion, the only gotcha is making sure your mattress weight plays nicely with the lift. If you're using a heavyweight latex mattress or one thicker than 14 inches, confirm the lifting capacity with the seller. Beyond that, assemble it where it will live. Take your time with the pictorial instructions and give the pistons that decisive push during setup. In conclusion, the SHA CERLIN king-size lift-up storage bed nails the balance between style and function. It looks good, sleeps solid, stays quiet, and clears out a ton of clutter from sight. The assembly has a learning curve at the hydraulic step, but once it's built, it feels like a long-term piece. I don't miss a box spring, I don't miss bed frame squeaks, and I definitely don't miss the mess under the bed. If this video helped, please subscribe for more honest, no-nonsense reviews, and drop your questions or your own experience with storage beds in the comments. Thank you for watching.